So you may have just received a diagnosis that your child, perhaps they have high functioning autism, or maybe they have a mental health challenge, or perhaps you're pregnant and you just found out that your child has Down syndrome, or maybe you're a financial advisor who's advising a family who's now facing these challenges. I remember when my son Caleb was first diagnosed with high functioning autism, I thought, what does this mean for his life? You know, his whole life, everything that I had expected for him flashed before me. It was like an out-of-body experience. And so it's really good to know, okay, what options are available, especially in terms of public benefits, as you look towards the future. So as an estate planning attorney, I have my favorite charts, and this is one of my absolute favorite charts. I find that seeing things visually is so helpful, and so I wanted to share this chart with you. So this is a chart showing public benefits from age 0 to the child's death, from the child's perspective, okay? What benefits might they be entitled to receive? What benefits as they grow older? The first one I want to start with is the one at the bottom, Regional Center. All right, so you may have heard of the Regional Center, you may not have. I've done a video on what is a Regional Center, all right? This is basically an organization that's, they're all over the state of California, and they provide services to individuals with developmental disabilities. And you can qualify for the Regional Center. Your child can qualify from birth, depending on their developmental disability. So that's where we really start. And they can qualify for the Regional Center for the rest of their lifetime. Okay, it's pretty amazing. The other public benefit that a child can qualify for from birth is Medi-Cal. So in California, we have a waiver program, which basically means it's a grant program where any child under age 19 qualifies for Medi-Cal. So that could be a child who's typically able, that could be a child with developmental disabilities, any sort of disability, okay? And they can receive Medi-Cal. So that's really nice. So we see up till age 18, those are the two benefits that are provided. Now, once a child turns 18, things change. All of a sudden, the child is poor, all right? And so their money, this is what happens, their parents' money is not attributable to them. So now they don't have any money and they can qualify for SSI, Supplemental Security Income. This is an income stream, and in California you can get about $1,133 a month here in 2023. So it's an income stream that's very nice. And if you're receiving SSI, you automatically qualify for Medi-Cal. So that's the big thing that happens public benefits wise when you turn 18. The other thing that happens that I should mention is all of a sudden you're an adult and your parents can't make decisions for you. Okay, so that's when some parents will apply for a limited conservatorship over their child with developmental disabilities. Now, I don't think every child needs this. You might have your child sign a durable power of attorney, an advanced healthcare directive. You might have your child do supported decision making. But at age 18, it's just important to know when a child turns 18, all of a sudden the parents can't automatically speak for the child. And so in certain circumstances, like if your child is nonverbal and can't make decisions for themselves, for example, or if they're very vulnerable financially to predators, or you have other concerns, you may apply for a limited conservatorship. That only starts at age 18. Before that, you make decisions on behalf of your child. Okay, so you see SSI starts at age 18, then we're going and going and going. And then notice I have an arrow where the parent retires, okay? So what happens when a parent retires? Well, this is pretty amazing. A lot of people don't know this, but the parent, well, you know that the parent gets their Social Security. If they paid into the system, they get Social Security. But what you may not know is that your child can start receiving child disability benefits. CDB benefits. So this child is, in this flow chart, they're over age 18. If they became disabled before age 22, then they can receive half of whatever the parent is receiving in Social Security. That's the child disability benefit. Very nice, right? So I don't know exactly what age that is. I find it's around age 42, 43, assuming that the parents may be 25, 30 years older than them. When they retire, they take their Social Security. Okay, so that's when CDB benefits start. And then the next big thing that happens is the parent dies. So what happens then? If the child's receiving child disability benefits, then they can get 3/4 of what the parent was receiving. So they were getting half of the parent's Social Security. Now that increases to 3/4, all right? That's really nice. So what happens to Social Security, the SSI? They may continue to receive it, they may not. It depends on how much the child disability benefit is. If CDB benefit exceeds what the child was receiving for SSI, then SSI goes away. But the child can still qualify for Medi-Cal under many other programs, all right? One thing I didn't mention is after the parent retires, I didn't tell you this part, after the child starts receiving CDB benefits, I'm backing up a little bit, after 2 years and 5 months, the child is eligible to receive Medicare. So this is back when the parent retires, child gets CDB benefits. Now the child is receiving Medicare. So you see the child is receiving Medi-Cal, perhaps SSI, they're getting CDB benefits, they're getting Medicare, and they can still be getting regional center benefits. Look at that. Then the parent dies, which is what I jumped over to, and the child receives 3/4 of the CDB benefits, all right? So the child is getting all of these different things. Then when the parent dies, of course, that's when we're looking at inheritance, right? So how is a special needs trust set up for that child? You know, how are they going to receive their inheritance? And is that going to last them for the rest of their lifetime? Sometimes parents die earlier, and that special needs trust needs to be funded for a longer period of time. And then all of that applies until the child's death. So hopefully this timeline gives you a better idea of what happens from a public benefits perspective from the child's birth to the child's death, and what public benefits should you be exploring. Now there's a few public benefits that we didn't put on there, like Section 8 housing or Veterans Administration benefits if your child was, served in the military and is a vet, right? So, or if you were a vet and your child might receive assistance because of that. So there are a few other ones, but those are the main ones I wanted to focus on so you can see when do they kick in, when might they end. So hopefully that's helpful for you. I have a video that focuses more on SSI versus SSDI and CDB benefits. So if you want to dive a little bit deeper into that subject, I encourage you to go to that video, and I'll see you over there.